Hey everyone! Get ready for an unforgettable journey because today we're diving deep into the extraordinary life of Olivia Newton-John, a woman whose dazzling smile and superstar status hid secrets that will leave you absolutely stunned. You know her as the iconic Sandy from Grease, the voice behind countless hit songs, and a star who seemed to live a fairy tale life straight out of a movie. But behind the glamour, Olivia faced heart-wrenching challenges, shocking betrayals, and mysteries that even her biggest fans never knew about. Her husband, John Easterling, recently opened up about the truth she kept hidden for years. And let me tell you, this story is packed with twists and turns that will keep you hooked. This is a video you need to watch until the very end. It's an emotional, inspiring ride you won't want to miss. Let's start at the very beginning of Olivia's remarkable story. Born on September 26, 1948 in Cambridge, England, Olivia Newton-John was just a young girl when her family moved to Melbourne, Australia. Even as a kid, she had a special spark of love for music that shone through in everything she did. Picture a teenage Olivia, standing on small stages in local clubs, singing her heart out, dreaming of a life in the spotlight. By the mid-1960s, she took a bold step and moved to England, chasing her dreams with fearless determination. There, she started performing on TV shows and in cozy venues, charming audiences with her warm voice and bubbly personality. But it was her third solo album, Let Me Be There in 1973, that changed the game. The title track became a massive hit in the United States, earning her a Grammy for Best Country Female Vocal Performance. Imagine that moment, a young woman from Australia holding a Grammy, knowing her life was about to take off. Olivia's career exploded from there and she became a household name. Her songs like Have You Never Been Mellow and I Honestly Love You didn't just climb the charts, they ruled them. In 1974, she won another Grammy for Record of the Year, proving she was a music powerhouse. But her talents went beyond the recording studio. In 1978, Grease hit theaters and Olivia became a global sensation as Sandy, the sweet high schooler who transforms into a confident, leather-clad rebel. The movie was a cultural phenomenon and her chemistry with John Travolta was electric. Who hasn't belted out Summer Nights or swooned over Hopelessly Devoted to You? Olivia's star power was unmatched, but as we're about to uncover, her personal life was far more complex than the fairy tale it seemed. Let's talk about love, because Olivia's romantic journey was a roller coaster of highs and lows. Her husband, John Easterling, was her soulmate for the last 14 years of her life, but before him, Olivia faced some serious heartbreak. In 1980, while working on the musical film Xanadu, 31-year-old Olivia met 20-year-old dancer Matt Latanzi. Sparks flew instantly, and their romance was like something out of a Hollywood blockbuster, passionate, mysterious, and fast-moving. By 1984, they were married, and in 1986, they welcomed their daughter, Chloe Rose. It looked like Olivia had it all, a thriving career, a loving husband, and a beautiful baby girl. But life had other plans, and things were about to take a dramatic turn. In 1992, Olivia's world was rocked by a devastating diagnosis. At just 44, she was diagnosed with breast cancer for the first time. Can you imagine the fear and uncertainty she must have faced? Her daughter, Chloe, later shared how unfair it felt, saying her mom was the last person who deserved such a battle. Olivia, though, was a fighter. With Matt by her side, she tackled treatment with incredible strength, and her family praised his support during those tough times. But behind closed doors, their marriage was starting to unravel. By 1995, the cracks were undeniable. Friends revealed that Olivia and Matt had grown apart, especially as she turned to spiritual practices for comfort during her cancer battle. Their differences in beliefs pulled them in opposite directions, but that was only the beginning of the drama. Here's where the story gets absolutely shocking. During Olivia's cancer treatment, Matt began a secret affair with, get this, their babysitter, Cindy Jessup. Yes, you heard that right. While Olivia was fighting for her life, Matt was sneaking around with the woman hired to help care for their daughter. When Olivia found out, it was like a scene from a soap opera. She confronted them, and the fallout was intense. Matt moved out, and their marriage ended in divorce. He later married Cindy in 1997. Can you imagine the betrayal Olivia felt? Her heart was breaking, her health was on the line, and yet she handled it with unbelievable grace. She never publicly blamed the affair for their split, instead saying her cancer battle just sped up what was already inevitable. In her own words, she said, "It was very painful, but we were never at odds with each other." That kind of strength is truly inspiring. After the divorce, Olivia wasn't ready to give up on love. She started dating cameraman Patrick McDermott, and for 9 years, they had a private on-again, off-again romance. They kept their relationship out of the public eye, but it was far from smooth sailing. Then, in 2005, something bizarre happened. That sounds like it came straight out of a mystery novel. Patrick went on a fishing trip off San Clemente Island, and when the boat returned, he was gone. His belongings were still on board, neatly arranged, but Patrick had vanished without a trace. It was as if he disappeared into thin air. 10 days later, his ex-wife, actress Yvette Naipaar, raised the alarm when he missed a visit with his son. The Coast Guard concluded he likely drowned after falling overboard. But with no witnesses, the case was a complete puzzle. Theories started swirling like wildfire. Was Patrick's disappearance an accident, or did he stage it to escape financial troubles? He reportedly owed a lot of money, including unpaid child support. Olivia, who had split with Patrick the year before, was devastated. 4 years later, she admitted the loss still haunted her. When photos surfaced that looked like Patrick, a private detective claimed a 90% match, fueling speculation that he might still be alive. Olivia wrestled with the uncertainty but ultimately chose to let go. She said, "He was lost at sea and nobody really knows what happened. It's human to wonder, but you have to accept and let go." Sources later claimed she hired private investigators and even bonded with Patrick's ex-wife over their shared grief. Imagine the emotional weight of that searching for answers, while trying to heal and move forward. But here's where Olivia's story takes a beautiful, heartwarming turn. Enter John Easterling, the man who would become her true love. They first met in the 1980s at an environmental show, bonding over their shared passion for nature and wellness. For nearly 20 years, they were friends, catching up at events and connecting over their love for the planet. Then, in 2006, a life-changing moment brought them closer. John was in a car accident on his way to the airport, fracturing his lower spine. Refusing to stay in the hospital, he called Olivia and asked to recover at her guest house. Picture this, John, barely able to move, resting on Olivia's couch. That's when their friendship started to blossom into something deeper, something truly special. Here's a surprising tidbit. John had never seen Olivia perform or even watched Grease. Can you believe that? But about a year later, he went to one of her concerts in Miami, and it was a game changer. He described the moment vividly. The lights dimmed, Peruvian music filled the air, and Olivia stepped out to sing Pearls on a Chain. He was completely captivated, not just by her talent, but by her presence. He thought, she's a healer, and this is her medium of healing. That moment lit a spark. John invited Olivia to join him on a trip to the Amazon to meet other healers, and she said yes without hesitation. That trip was a turning point. They bonded over their shared love for the jungle and alternative healing, and John knew she was the one. In 2008, Olivia and John tied the knot in a private Peruvian ceremony. Olivia later gushed about the day, calling it a special, sacred sight and a beautiful moment. She described John as her wonderful, beautiful husband and said she felt so lucky to have found him. At 59, she found the love of her life, a true fairy tale ending after years of heartache. Their bond was built on mutual respect, shared values, and a deep commitment to wellness culture. John introduced Olivia to holistic medicine, which became a cornerstone of their life together. They were partners in every sense, facing life's challenges as a united front, but life wasn't done testing Olivia's resilience. In 2013, her breast cancer returned, and after a brief remission, it came back again in 2017. This time, she and John took a holistic approach, using medicinal marijuana that John grew himself to manage her symptoms. Can you imagine the courage it took to keep fighting year after year? John was a rock, standing by her through every treatment, every setback, and every moment of uncertainty. Olivia's strength was awe-inspiring, and she used her platform to raise awareness about breast cancer and advocate for holistic healing. She never stopped giving back, even when her own battle was at its toughest. Tragically, on August 8, 2022, Olivia passed away at her home in Southern California, surrounded by family and friends. She was 73. John shared the heartbreaking news on Facebook, writing that she passed away peacefully and celebrating her incredible life. He called her a symbol of triumphs and hope for her 30-year journey with breast cancer and her work with the Olivia Newton-John Foundation, which funds research into plant medicine and cancer. Her legacy is immense, not just in her music and movies, but in the countless lives she touched with her kindness, courage, and determination. Let's take a step back and reflect on Olivia's impact. Her music brought joy to millions, from physical to Xanadu. Her role in Grease defined a generation, and her advocacy for holistic health changed how we think about healing. But what makes her story so powerful is her humanity. She faced betrayal, loss, and illness with grace, forgiveness, and an unshakable spirit. From her early days in Australia to her final moments with John by her side, Olivia lived a life full of highs and lows, and she met every challenge with that iconic smile that warmed hearts around the world. Olivia's journey is a reminder that even the brightest stars face struggles, but it's how we rise above them that defines us. Her strength, compassion, and love for others are a legacy we can all learn from. She showed us that it's never too late to find love, to fight for what matters, or to make a difference. Whether she was singing on stage, advocating for cancer, research, or simply being a friend, Olivia's light shone bright and it continues to inspire us today. Her story teaches us to embrace every moment, to face challenges with courage, and to never stop believing in hope and healing. So, what's the big lesson from Olivia's incredible life? It's a call to live with resilience, to love fiercely, and to give back no matter what life throws your way. Her story is a testament to the power of a life well lived, and it's up to us to carry her legacy forward. If Olivia's journey touched your heart, share this video with someone who needs a little inspiration today. And if you want to keep exploring stories of remarkable people who changed the world, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Let's honor Olivia's spirit by spreading her message of hope, love, and healing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.